position. So when you're training glutes, abs, and upper back, it's really important that you employ some sort of pause. So if you notice, almost every time we do a row or a pull down, it's like pause, pull down, pause, row. That's not by accident, that's by design. So it's kind of like, going back to what Joe's question was like, why do you do things, So there's a method behind the madness, right? So whether you're holding it for time or doing longer pauses, for the muscles specifically of the glutes, the upper back, and the abs, those are going to help kind of train your positions so you can hold positions for the bench, the squat, and the deadlift. So doing a really sloppy row, you may feel your lats working, but it's not going to have as much what we call dynamic correspondence to the main lift because the movement pattern and the execution is going to be a lot different. So a lot of times in powerlifting, I'm not really like rowing, right? But I'm holding my upper back static. I'm holding my upper back static. I'm holding my upper back static. With your glutes, so your glutes are kind of do both, right? I'm going to forcefully extend my hips, but let's say I have a jerk judge, and he's just not giving me the down call forever. I need to hold that position here, right? Or if I'm in a squat and I have I have trouble keeping my knees out, I need to have that isometric strength to hold that position the whole time. If I'm doing a sumo deadlift, I need to have the isometric strength to have my hips break the bar off the floor versus my lower back break the bar off the floor. So your hips need to be isometrically stronger. These are some things I was thinking about, and when we're talking about like core training for powerlifting, and these are going to be 3 really cool movements that are really going to help kind of give you a lot of stability. So this first one is more specific to the bench press. And ideally, I'd like the anchor point to be directly above the athlete, but just we don't have that set up here, so that's fine. I could obviously take it over there, but just for logistics purposes, we're going to stay here. Have you ever done like an inverted row before? All right, we're going to do one today. All right, so bring the feet forward. Keep walking.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a TRX handle, you can also do like put a barbell on a power rack for this. I want you to bend your knees now. Bend. Keep going. Hips up. Hips up. Higher. Okay. So this is kind of mimicking what his position would look like kind of with a flat back bench with his feet flat. We're going to turn the wrists that way. We're going to pull up. Drive the elbows apart. Lift the chest. Lift the chest more. So if I was having him more like closer to the wall and I had an anchor point here, we're working his glutes isometrically, we're working his upper back isometrically, so this is a really good way to kind of hold the head back more. So to train your body to hold your shoulder position and hold that leg drive position the whole time. So we could do this for time, we could do pauses and relax. Let's try a little harder now. Let's bring the feet a little closer to the wall. Keep going, keep going. Keep the legs bent. A little wider stance, hips up and pull. Head back. So we could do reps here, or we could do pauses, we could hold for time. So he's training his upper back muscles and his hips, so again, mimicking that bottom position for the bench, and relax. Good, walk back. Nice work. Good job. Okay, we're gonna keep that on, you're still my victim. All right, we're gonna come over here. This is a really cool deadlift exercise. You're gonna lie down on the ground. Yep, I'm gonna put your ankles up on the bench. So I can do this wide or close depending on if I'm trying to work sumo. This is going to work your stability at the lockout for the deadlift. So we could do close, we're going to do 1 rep close stance, 1 rep wide stance, so you can work sumo unconventional. We're going to grab the bands here. The bands are pulling his shoulders into flexion, so we need to actively shrug, to press and extend. So to the floor, head down. So good, we didn't hit the plate, that's great. Shoulders down, to press more. Chest up. Now drive your hips up and keep your hands on the floor the whole time. Hips up higher, hips up higher. So this is training in lockout positions. A lot of times people lose their position at the top. So we're training our glutes isometrically and our upper back isometrically, just like we would at the lockout. We're gonna hold for time here and relax. You can relax the arms for a second. I'm gonna do a wide stance. So this would mimic more of a, now if I want to go a little wider to mimic his, I can have a wider bench obviously, but just for the purposes, we're going to have the toes out a little bit. Extend up. Higher, higher, higher. Think about shoving the band apart. There you go. How's that feel? It's crazy. Nice. It's crazy. He says. Hips up a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Nice work. Good job. All right. Last one. So this is one I like a lot, especially if someone has like a chest fall pattern in the squat. We're gonna do a behind, kind of like a behind the neck pull down. And we're gonna shove the hip circle apart at the same time. Okay, so it's gonna mimic the bottom position of the squat. Squat down to the box. Drive here. Lean forward a little bit. Shove the knees out harder, go a little wider. Squeeze. Harder. Harder. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2,